How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review, and it is some dry log time. It's an ale brewed with peaches, aged in oak casks, French oak casks, with a whole bunch of weirdness going on because it's dry log. So yes, dry log time in the form of their Grand Blue. Never had this before. Heard a bunch about it. Dennis from Dry Log told me about this beer a while ago, and it piqued my interest. And I was lucky enough to have a beer mail sent off to me by the fine folks at Dry Log. Thank you very much. And this is one of the ones I was really kind of chomping at the bit to dive into. So let's just get into it and see what's what. As far as what it says on the bottle itself, it says Dry Log Grand Blue. It's an ale fermented with peaches. Wild by Design. On the side here, we have, in collaboration with House of 1,000 Beers. It's a little place down in Pittsburgh. I actually went there when I went down there to visit Dry Log. It says, we collaborated with the House of 1,000 Beers to create a one-of-a-kind wild ale fermented with peaches and aged in French oak casks. Now, this is the fun part. The distinctively funny aroma is attributed to P. Rocheforti. I'm probably butchering that, which is the organism used in cave-aged blue cheese, while finish is dry and tart. So, yeah. Blue cheese beer. There you go. Blue cheese peaches. Most people probably wouldn't think that, but when I think, how do I say this? I like stinky cheeses. I like funky cheeses. Wasn't a huge fan of them back in the day, but kind of had this kind of epiphany about food and became a little bit of a closet cook myself, and basically learned everything I could about like French cooking, and talking about taking a little bit of nice peaches, a little bit of cheese that does not suck, let's put it that way. So yeah, not that it's like it tastes like blue cheese, but the organisms in there, so we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Other than that, it says made with relic strain, so that's the strain of yeast that he drew from a 17th century a cabinet or armoire, and it says that Rouge Forti and peaches. So you're talking about a blue cheese yeast beer with a 17th century cabinet yeast with peaches in it, aged in French oak. Pretty much what fucking Dry Log does. Log. I'm almost saying correctly all the time. I gotta apologize. My voice is a little hoarse. I literally just got back from a multi-hour drive from Atlantic City. I was down there for a conference, came back, hence the buttoned-up shirt, and had a bunch of Porsche bombs sitting around and kind of wanted to just have a beer, do a little bit of unboxing stuff, so yeah, my voice is shot. Anyway, Dry Log, it's a bit of a departure label-wise from what they typically do. It's a bit more, I don't know how I would put it. It's just different. I like it. I really like their old school labels the best because they're really ghetto. But this one, I can get down with it. I like it. Not my favorite. Let's put it that way. So, oh my god. I didn't love something Dry Log did. Wow. It's weird. Let's give that a pop. See how she's going to smell peaches from here. Pretty active. Nothing too crazy. Head or yeast-wise, it wasn't going to, pop out of the bottle on me. And give it a good pour. See what she's got going on. A little bit cranky mood. So hopefully this, Long Dries will do that to me. Hopefully this one makes me a little bit happier. Pinky finger. White as white could be. Pillowy head. Really compact bubbles. And yeah, it's got a very, very hazy, yellowish, very Saison-y, very Belgian-esque kind of golden ale kind of that murky, hazy yellow going on in there. So, you can be confused for New England style double IPA too. But yeah. Does she look like an ale with peaches? Not really, because what the hell does that look like? Let's see if she smells like one. Whew. Okay. Super bright, rich funkiness. That relic. Yeast is coming through with relic. I was getting kind of like a if I remember correctly, I was getting a lot of appley vibes, but not like that sour green apple kind of vibes. Apple vibes, a bit of just generic wild funk. But I'm not getting, I didn't expect to get blue cheese off of this. What I expected to be just more of a kind of funky, next level, pungent kind of funkiness. And it's there. It's definitely above that relic level of funkiness. So you could definitely see that Rouge 40 yeast strain kind of doing what it's doing. It's like the combination of the peaches, which are definitely in there, and that added yeast funkiness makes me think of kind of, and it's not a rotten peach thing, it's almost like a fermented kind of peach. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting off it. Fermented peaches, but like in a sweet kind of candied kind of way. Almost like the fruit has gone a little bit too far, but it's not rotten yet. But at the same time, you add a little bit of sugar to it, but it's gone far enough to where it's still sweet, but it has a little bit of tartness going on. And there's this really beautiful sweetness throughout the whole thing. There's that tartness in there, and I don't think it's going to get to the sour level. But yeah, it's just a whole bunch of funk, a heaping helpings of funk, wrapped around a lot of nice sweetness and a lot of nice bright spritziness. So yeah, I mean, she smells kooky madooky, which is Draai Laag's fucking MO, which is why I like their fucking beers. Not just because they're weird for the sake of being weird, they're weird in a way that works. So, it's going to dive right in, see what this fucker has. Cheers. That's about, I think, about as tart and funky you can get it without being sour, which totally works for me. Not really a ton of acidity. There's just a dab of acidity to it. Enough to where I'm kind of like, am I going to get a little bit of heartburn? Probably not, but there's a little bit of acidity to it. It's almost like the relic yeast is kind of on steroids. That's kind of vibe I'm getting from this one. I'm getting that really muddled, kind of funky, earthy kind of funkiness, combined with those kind of sweet peaches. The peaches are almost like one of an older weird dishes used to be well, it's not weird, peaches and cream. Everybody knows peaches and cream. I'm getting this kind of peaches and cream kind of vibe off of it. But there's this sweetness that rides throughout the whole thing that kind of just holds it all together. It's not just, peaches, even though peaches and cream is inherently sweet, it's like that kind of fermented peach I was talking about, and that funkiness from the relic yeast itself, combined with that Roche 40 blue cheesy kind of funkiness that kind of dials everything up. Like I said, that relic funky yeast on steroids, all wrapped in there, and then you have this kind of nice inherent malty sweetness kind of throughout the whole thing. And there's this weird kind of lingering on the tongue. I'm really trying to keep myself from talking about a cheese funkiness. But I'm getting this soft kind of very gentle, not stinky cheese, soft cheese funkiness lingering on my tongue after I actually swallow. So, I don't know. Is that placebo effect? I don't think so, because it's fucking there. But it's not like a cheese funkiness. It's the bacteria soft. How do I put it? Like I said, it's cheesy, but it's not like cheesy, stinky, super cheesy to the point where it's like, oh my god, this is funky cheese. It has that creamy cheesy-esseness. There's a fucking word for you. And yeah, it's pretty fucking fun. Yeah, overall, super fun, super fantastic beer. I wouldn't even know what to classify it as other than a wild ale. It's just weird to the nth degree, which is Draai Laag's fucking MO. And I don't know, I'm trying to think. There's so much going on, and it's kind of hard to like pin down. It's so the shit that I do, gently intense. It's soft enough to where I want to chug it, but it's tense enough to where all these flavors going on. It's kind of hard to wrap my brain around it in such a short period of time. But it's got that soft kind of creamy, almost like you talk about like milk sugar. It's almost like a milk sugared yeast kind of thing going on, along with those peaches. That gives you that peaches and cream thing that I was talking about before, combined with that kind of funky, pseudo soft, non-stinky kind of cheese. And I know it's not cheese, it's the bacteria, but it just kind of wraps itself in this weird kind of dish, food-wise, that almost is like you're drinking something that's just wild by design. Wah, wah. So yeah, it's interesting as fuck. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better funky beers I've had as of late, because what else am I going to classify it as? Yes, it's that fun, it's that funky, it's that out there that it just fucking works for me. Value and availability, don't know. It was sent to me. I'm lucky enough to have that happen every now and then. So if anybody knows out there how much it costs, or maybe I'll contact Dennis and try to get it like prices and kind of write it in the description below. Probably won't do that because I kind of get lazy when it comes after we're filming these things and post them. They're pretty much done, but you should be able to find it online, hopefully, price-wise. Availability, no idea. I don't know if this is something that goes out in the market or is just brewery only. And just say if you like what we like this. If you like interesting beers, if you like funky beers, if you like good beer. I know I've been saying that for a couple of reviews as of late, but I've had such good, interesting beers that are just plain up generically and not in a negative way. Just good fucking beer that should be enjoyed. If you like good beer, interesting beer, well-made beer from people that give a fucking shit about beer, yeah, it's definitely worth seeking out because it's that fun and that interesting. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below and like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. If you want to check me out anywhere else on the internet, you can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers in all 4 of those places. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice dry log beer right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.